Alrighty, so I got bubbled. 2x2s made it to top 16. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of them. This is probably the best I've done all season, honestly. So I'm pretty happy. Let's take a look at the venue. It's mostly empty now because most of the players have gone home. I ended up not recording too much after my rounds because all my opponents were super duper chill and we were chatting. But I'll do a recap.
Good morning. It's BCS day 1 and I woke up not too long ago. It's like 10:45, so I'm gonna get ready, head to the venue. Vanguard and stuff already started. I'm here mainly for the side events. So yeah, I'll check in later.
BCS Philadelphia took place on March 21st and 22nd at the Sheraton Philadelphia Downtown Liberty Ballroom. After entering the hotel, there's an escalator that leads to the ballroom on the second floor. As soon as I stepped inside the event space, I noticed it was much cooler than it was in the foyer. I think that was due to the giant windows letting the sun in. Applause to all the event participants that were chilling outside the ballroom. It was way too warm for my liking. As BCS Philadelphia is the closest BCS location to where I live, I saw many familiar faces from my locals at the venue. The main event for day 1 was carved by Vanguard Standard, which I did not participate in.
Good morning. It is BCS day 2, around 8 o'clock. I think this is the most sleep deprived I've ever been before regionals, but I should be okay. I'm just gonna be comfy, wear my hoodie and stuff. See what happens. I'll report back in during round 1. Bye-bye!
BCS Day 2 started off with me being very sleep deprived. I'd stayed up way too late getting in some extra games with Overlord. I woke up, grabbed some breakfast, and then headed off to the venue in a comfy hoodie. As mentioned in the intro, I ended up not recording too much in the venue as having way too much fun talking to my opponents and didn't want to immediately run off after the game to record. I didn't include most of these conversations in the video, but if we played at BCS Philly, it was nice chatting with you.
Hey guys, so I just finished round 2. I won my round 1 game and my round 2 game, and both my opponents were like the chillest people ever. My first opponent was the wife of one of the store owners that were vending at Duluth, which was super duper chill. She recognized me because of my bag.
I didn't recognize her, but she recognized me, so we were having like a little fun chat and stuff. I was in a little bit of a panic when I saw her mulligan and she was on slime because like I don't do well against slime. I think my win rate against slime is like 45%. So I was like, oh boy. if you play slime, you're almost automatically like my opponent, my rival, because I don't like slime. But she's super duper chill and I had fun playing against her.
My second opponent, I recognized him, but I couldn't put my finger on where, and then he said he used to stream Weiss. So yeah, super duper fun.
The entire tournament, I was like, I owe it to this man to top because we were about to go into time and he gave me the win. He was like, hey, you haven't misplayed the entire game and my deck hasn't been updated in a while. You take the win. I was like, are you sure about this? And he was like, yeah. He said he went to another regionals and he ended up giving his opponent the win too because of time. And he was like, yeah, I gave my opponent a win, and the good thing is that my opponent then ended up topping. I was like, oh man, that's so much pressure to put on me.
So I just finished round 3 and my opponent was a buddy of the Overlord player I fought during last round of Swiss in BCS 2025 Cali, which was crazy. Because I sat down, he's like, I recognize you, I think you fought a friend of mine. I was like, oh, right. There's only been one time I fought an Overlord player during final rounds during Swiss. And I lost, he was on Nikkei, he had the entry change, but he didn't need it because he canceled like crazy. Man had the best cancels ever. He was on level 1 for like 3 turns because he basically canceled everything and took no damage. So yeah, I was really far behind. He was at level 1, as I said, for 3 turns. I was way behind. I did get irons on the board and I did blow things up, but when he's that far ahead, there's really nothing I couldn't do. But yeah, so I'm X1 right now, going to round 4. Hopefully round 4 goes okay.
My opponent sat down and he had a free run mat. And immediately in my mind, I was like, oh, drat, it's free run. I don't want to deal with this. He was on Bochi the Rock. And I lost. I had 2 cards in hand, one of which was my sit backup. And what had happened is that, you know, I do my turn. I attack, I go into Encore, I discard cards from hand to burn with goats. I discarded my hand down to 2 cards. One, which was the sit back up, which I had enough to pay for. But the other card that was in my hand was my bar climax. And you can't discard bar to use for the sit climax. I should have had a better phase and pretended that I had the sit back up with the proper card to pay for cost. But yeah, that happened. So I lost the Bochi. Round 5, my opponent was on Hololive. I ended up winning my game because my opponent sided for 0 and didn't hit the trigger. He was probably worried I had the sit back up, which I did have it. So he sided everything. If I remember correctly, it was triple marine. I canceled the burn and it was siding for 0 and he didn't check a trigger. So because of that, I was 3-6 going into my final turn and I was able to push for game. If he triggered a single soul trigger during his attack with marine, I would have died. And then going into round 6, I ran into Azure Lane. And if you guys have been around, this is the first time I've seen him, but he says that he usually travels around. He's known as like the Akagi guy. He was playing Azure Lane and he had like a rated Akagi from Kankole next to him. And then he had like, I don't know how many he had. I think he had like maybe 30 something like SP Akagis with him. I ended up winning my game. I don't like running into Azure Lane, but my opponent was super duper nice, so I was happy about that. Round 7, I sat down and it was really, really funny. I found out later. So my opponent was in front of me and diagonal from me, there was a dude wearing a shirt. His opponent had apparently come up to him and it was like, yeah, I'm X2, but I'm the lowest of the X2s. So you can take the win. I'm gonna go have lunch with my buddy. I found out later that his opponent that disappeared to go have lunch was my buddy Nick. And the guy next to me, not the empty chair because that was Nick. The guy next to me was Prince, who was my opponent from Philly teams. So he was also X2. And the guy diagonal from me was one of the guys from my locals. So like the people around me were like familiar faces, including my opponent, which I did not recognize until he brought it up. And he was like, yeah, I'm just here to have fun. And I'm like, dude, you're X2. You can still top. He's like, nah, I don't think I can top. I'm gonna give you the win anyway, so let's just have fun. I was like, what? Are you serious? And he was like, yeah, I'm just here to have fun. He was playing, he was making a lot of like funny jokes while playing Azure Lane. I'm not sure if he went easy on me. He said he was having fun, so I'm not sure if he just was doing silly plays and not like playing seriously. But he did tell me that he had a terrible hand. So I'm not sure. But regardless of it, I did actually win the game. We were waiting for rankings. I ended up 40th. I think I did pretty good.
It was a wonderful Bushiroad Championship Series 25-26 season. I hope to see more Meisters at the next event. Bye-bye!